go ahead and stand up. And this is a good little challenge for our balance because we're gonna be on one foot. If you want to hold on to something for safety, you certainly can. And we're gonna start by just rolling our foot out. So this is a really important thing to do on a pretty regular basis. If you can get this in on a daily basis, that would be lovely. I think of this like one of those daily vitamins for our body, something that we can do to wake up our body in the morning or anytime really, especially if you work on your feet. This is, I would say, incredibly key. Good morning, Tora. I think this would be really good for you, Tora. So we're rolling out our foot on the racquetball. This is just a simple racquetball. If you do not have a racquetball, like a tennis ball would be fine. I like racquetballs the best for this, FYI. But a tennis ball or a like a bouncy ball, you know, like a toy ball. Let's switch to the other foot if you haven't already. And one of the big reasons we do this is because our fascia, which is like a big piece of saran wrap that goes all the way through our body, wrapping every muscle as it goes, starts at the bottoms of our feet and ends at the base of our skull. So it's all connected. Everything in our body is connected, and doing something good for our feet isn't just for our feet, it's for our entire body, which is very well documented in Chinese medicine, right? Because that's why they do all of the cool work with the feet, because there's so much going on there, so many connections. So we've moved on to our other foot. And you're going to get to know your feet this week if you haven't already. And you might get to know where you've got tightnesses in your feet. And those are like little canaries in the coal mine. Those little tightnesses, those little pains or strains that you have going on in your feet, you definitely want to work on those and not allow them to persist, because our body changes to suit those little tightnesses, and those aren't great changes. Those aren't changes we want in our body, right? So we want everything to feel really good. Okay, just notice how good your feet feel right now. They're very awake. We're gonna sit on our mat and take this ball, put it behind our back, and roll back to stretch over it. Big stretch here. This is another daily vitamin. Every day we wanna stretch back over something, or if we're just standing up and leaning back, we wanna get a nice upper back extension for our upper thoracic spine. So important if you're somebody who sits at a desk or rides a bike a lot or rides in a car a lot or does a lot of work kind of like cooking or that type of thing where you're forward rounded. Big breath here. We're going to start full body roll-ups right off the bat here. So big stretch, reach your body, wake it up, and then on your next exhale, the arms move first. The chin tucks, the ribs press back, the belly scoops up and in. We round forward and reach out over our toes. Drop your head there, take a big deep breath. And then slowly roll back like someone's pulling your waistband back for you. And you're resisting, resisting, resisting as you go. How slow and controlled can you go with that? Big stretch back, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, arms go, shoulders soft, nod the chin, rib cage back, belly scooping up and in. How slow can you go? The slower we go, the more intense this feels, right? So we could go more quickly and use more momentum, or we could go more slowly and use more deep transverse abdominis. Good morning, Megan. Oh, so fun, I'm so glad you're here. Big breath, reach and stretch. Good, and then again, arms first. Shin tucks, ribs go back, pelvic floor to deep core, stretch out over your toes, big stretch. Drop your head there for a moment, hang out and breathe. Good, and let's roll up. Now if you haven't had a chance to mute yourself, I'd say this is a great time to do that, and then we're gonna do some side stretching. So we've got our ball here. If you do not own a ball yet, a roller works, or you can just walk your hand out. But we're gonna roll out to the side, take a big side stretch, deep breath. And then we're gonna press down to restack our spine, sitting nice and tall. Let's do it again. Big side stretch, reach, 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 up and over. Deep breath, nice soft shoulders. And lift. Meanwhile, we're sending energy down into this sits bone. So opposite sits bone and hip sinking into the mat. So there's an equal but opposite, a yin and yang to that stretch always. Switch to the opposite side. Opposite hand, reach up and over, big deep breath. Good. So anytime we do a stretch like this, there's an element of thinking lift and over, right? Instead of just over. So we go up, and over. Good. Dropping that opposite hip. Feel the warmth in the shoulder of the arm that's over your ball. Push down to activate a little oblique serratus work. Let's go 2 more. Reach, up and over. Big deep breath to go with that. And lift. Here's your last one. Okay, when we move slowly like this, we have time to think through what we're doing. We have time to really make sure that the breath is motivating our movement. Okay, now we're gonna take this ball and put it between our knees. Again, this could just be a pillow if that's what you've got with you today. And then we're gonna roll down slowly. So start really tall up on those sits bones, gentle squeeze on the ball, tuck the tailbone under, stretch your low back. Tuck it more, tuck it more, tuck it more. Round your spine like a C curve. Take your time lowering yourself all the way down. Big breath, arms overhead, big stretch. Walk your feet in a little bit. Take your arms by your side. So let's do a little pelvic floor deep core connecting here. So we're lying nice and comfortable, shoulders are soft, ribs are nice and heavy, and we're just going to inhale, soften our pelvic floor, relaxing our grip on the ball. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor with a gentle squeeze on the ball. So the idea here is the ball just kind of helps us find that pelvic floor engagement sometimes. For some people, not for everybody. If it's not working for you, leave it. If it works for you, keep it. Good. Keep going. Keep breathing. Inhaling to relax. Exhaling to engage. Think of your pelvic floor like that 4-point hammock that's lifting up into your body. Feeling those 4 points connecting. So that's the tailbone, the pubic bone, and both sits bones. All 4 points drawing together to feel the pelvic floor engaging. Let's go one more time. Now we want to work with that pelvic floor engagement. You've done a great job of warming it up. And now let's keep that pelvic floor engagement in mind. Inhale, arms overhead, big breath to release and relax. And then exhale, everything engages. Pelvic floor to deep core, head curls up lightly. Reach your arms long and strong, lengthen your spine. And then inhale, reach. Big deep breath. Exhale, curl. Your core is lifting your head. Good, we're just going over some of the basics here today. It's the first day of Boost Camp. We want to get our basics in so that we've got them dialed in for the rest of the week. Engaging deeply. Good. If any of these basics are seeming elusive to you, reach out to me after class and we can do a little mini Zoom chat about them because I want to make sure that everything feels great and is understandable for the rest of the week for you. Last one, curl up and hold. Now we're going to curl up and hold here. Our hands come back behind the head. Lace the fingers together and then feel your 4-point connection. That's both ribs, both hip bones, reaching towards one another. As they reach together, your head becomes heavier. Your navel zips in and up. Good. And then we're going to float our knees up. Feel that core really working. Make the head heavier there. Scoop the belly deeper. Squeeze the ball. Lower just an inch or two on the inhale. Exhale. Use your core deeply to pull it back up. And again, inhale just an inch or two. Exhale. Pull it back up. If this feels great and you want to go further, you can go all the way down to heels tapping the floor if you like. Curl deep all the while. Practice keeping the tension out of your neck and shoulders. Give me 4 more with a deep exhale to lift. 3 more. If you need a little more work, reach those heels further out on the mat. 2 more. Last one. Pull the knees in, rest your head. Let's take the ball and put it under your head for now. Balls under the head, legs go up to the sky. Pull your legs towards you. Gentle hamstring stretch here. And then let's flex and point. Now, if pulling into that hamstring stretch and flexing is a bit much for you this early in the morning, you can just back off of the stretch a little bit and then work the feet. So we warmed up our feet first thing by rolling them out on that ball. So releasing that tension was key, but now we're working those muscles. So really articulate through your feet. Flex and point with lots of energy. Work through those muscles. Breathing deeply. Soft shoulders, long spine here, making sure we're not moving tension up around our neck. And then let's sickle our feet. So sickling meaning our toes are tucking under, like a little bear claw there. Good. And you can bend the knees in if you're needing a little break from having straight legs. But we're going to sickle and work those arches. Work, work, work. And hold that sickle. Good. Big deep breath there. We're going to add a flex. Point, sickle. Flex. Point, sickle. Good. You can do that with straight legs or bent knees. Flex. Point, sickle. Two more. Flex. Point, sickle. Last one. Flex. Point, sickle. Keep one leg, stretch the other one away. And again, feel that energy in your feet. Good. And change. Feels so good to have energy in our feet when we maybe don't always have that sensation. Good. Now we're going to take one leg and bring it to an L. So we're working on our pelvic stability. So if you need to put your hands there, you can, or you can hold your leg. And then we're going to switch the legs to another L. And so we're working on our pelvic stability, our softness in our shoulders, our navel pulling to our spine. Arms can also be by your side if you like. Good. So I've instructed you to put this ball behind your head. You can get rid of it if it's not working for you. If it's helping, keep it. If it's not, then you can just leave it. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Take both legs up. Let's turn out, squeeze the heels together, point the toes. Really draw those 4 points together as you lower any amount on the inhale. Exhale, lift your legs like a drawbridge. Good. Keeping that pelvic stability in mind. As you move here, keeping your shoulders nice and soft, keeping your ribs nice and heavy. I want you to think of your core like it's the motor for this movement. Your core is lifting this nice, long, heavy drawbridge that you have here. Only going as low as you need to go to feel it in your core. If you're feeling it in your back, then that's a little too low today, right? So you're going to change it up and make sure it's just in your core. Last one here all together. Down slow and up slow. Pull the knees in, give yourself a little break. Rock and roll side to side. Big deep breath. Whew, good job. All right, we're going to roll like a ball to come up. And then we're going to grab, for those of you who are just joining me, we have a couple of things here. We got this band that is circular. We're going to put this band on. We've also got a long band here. We'll be using all of these items all week. We've got this ball here, and then some light weights if you don't have a band. So that could be 2 cans of soup if necessary. We're going to put this band around our knees. Okay. And then we're going to roll back down again. So feet are about hip distance parallel. Tuck your tailbone, scoop your belly, stretch your low back. Make this all about drawing that tailbone under, opening up the low back, going all the way down. And let's take a moment there just to stretch long and strong on your mat for a moment. Reach all of your muscles in opposite directions, like you're being pulled or like you're expanding and stretching out into space. Reach further, ground deeper. Now feel your muscles shrink wrapping your body, every muscle in your body. So take a moment to check in to make sure the feet, the legs, the core, the glutes, the back, the arms, everything is grounded, everything's drawing in like you're being shrink wrapped or like your muscles are hugging your skeleton for 4, deeper 3, stronger 2, stronger 1, and then melt like wet noodles into your mat for a moment there. Just let it all go. Good. All right, let's bend those knees back again, feet flat, arms by our side. So we're going to do some imprint, release. Press the low back into the mat, imprint, and release. Drop the tailbone down. So we're getting that biggest range of motion that we can find in our pelvis, rocking into a deep imprint, and then a big release, so much that your hand can even fit under your low back there. One more time, imprint and release. Okay, now we're going to go into our imprint, drop the ribs, scoop the belly, press the heels down into the ground, peel yourself up 1 vertebra at a time. Keep your hips high, lengthen your neck like a turtle coming out of her shell. Reach your arms long, press them gently into the mat. So you've got some buy-in for those arms and upper back. Tuck and scoop like you've never tucked and scooped before in your life. Good. Keep the ribs lower and the hips a little higher. Squeeze the glutes a lot deeper and pulse up to the sky. Micro pulses. Press the heels down equally on both sides. Make sure that we're not arching our low back, but in fact trying to stretch it longer. Good. Drawing the shoulders down. Neck is long and soft. Let's go 6 and 5. Grounding. 4. Breathing. 3. Deeper. 2 and 1. Now stay lifted. Push your heels into the ground. Tuck and scoop even more. Squeeze where your glute and hamstring meet. Pull your heels towards your glutes. Now notice how when you did that, your hamstrings woke up a little bit more. Good. Now keep all of that and pulse out into the band. Little pulses tucked and scooped. Good. If your hamstring is screaming at you, especially if one of them is screaming at you, drop your ribs a little bit more, tuck a little bit more, squeeze the glutes a little bit more. That's your hamstring telling you that its glute is not helping it. So make that glute help that hamstring a little bit more. Keep breathing, keep grounding, keep pulsing out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Melt down slowly. Take the time. It's like a massage for your spine from the inside out all the way back down. Woo, take a moment there. Bring the heels together. Toes apart. So we've got Pilates V in our feet. We're going to tuck and scoop to round back up again. How slow can you go? Find those tight spots in your back and stretch them out as you send breath to them on the way up. Good. Hips are lifted. Now this isn't about how high we can get our hips. We don't want to bring our hips up at all costs. We want to drop the ribs low. We want to tuck under, press our heels into the ground, lengthen your arms long, and press them into the mat strong. Pulsing up, micro pulses, squeeze the glutes. All the way through this, we're thinking about both glutes working together. If one glute seems a little behind the times, it seems a little sleepy, make that glute the leader this morning, and that will wake it up real quick. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a moment to reassess, tuck and scoop a little more. Press the heels down, pull them in a bit, pulse out into your band. Little pulses. 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7. Strong arms pressing into the mat. Soft neck. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Done. Melt slowly down. Well done, everybody. Pull the knees to the chest. Give yourself a break and rock side to side. Big deep breath there. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and take that band off. And you're going to use the band to get a deeper hamstring stretch. So now your hamstring's nice and warm. Take the band around the foot or the ankle, wherever, or the calf, wherever it makes the most sense for you. Soften your shoulders and relax into it. As you're relaxing into that, try to find a neutral spine. So if I go into my biggest stretch, but I lift my tailbone off the ground, then I've lost a big piece of the puzzle here, where I maybe won't feel that stretch all the way up to that sits bone insertion, right? So we want to drop the tailbone so we feel the full length of our hamstring stretching. Big breath. And release. Let's switch to the other side. And we're going to go neutral spine once again. Relax into it. Good. All stretches need to be sort of coaxed out of our body, right? So we don't go right to the biggest, deepest, most intense version of the stretch, but we relax into the stretch. We breathe into the stretch. We keep our shoulders nice and soft. And just focus on your breath for one more big, deep, deep breath there. Good. And release that there. Okay, now we're going to go either rolling like a ball to come up or a full body roll up, your choice, to come up. And then once we're all the way up, we're going to go onto our hands and knees. Find your way there onto the hands and knees and go right into your cat and camel when you're ready. So find lots of length in your spine, softness in your shoulders, and then rounding the spine for the cat and shining through the sternum for the camel. And scooping and rounding, dropping the head and tail, and opening the chest, softening the shoulders. Give me 2 more. Really motivate your movement via your breath. Think of your breath like it's the music for your movement. And then back to neutral. Now once you're at neutral, you're going to choose your favorite plank. to take. So you could be on your toes and palms. You could be on your toes and forearms. You could be on your forearms and knees, or you could be on your knees and palms. Find your favorite version. Find your length here, and then let's find our strongest, most fortified plank ever. So we've got energy from our core radiating out in all directions. Our shoulders are drawing down our back, and we're pulling the shoulder blades apart just enough so that we feel like our sternum is lifted up into its proper alignment. Our head is long, reaching energy, chin slightly retracted, tailbone slightly tucked, belly pulled up nice and tight. And then feel yourself not getting more and more fatigued in this moment, but getting stronger, stronger, stronger. Breathing deep for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down to the knees. Press that child's pose. When you go in your child's pose, think of your palms like suction cups, and then sink back and reach away from those suction cups. Feel how that opens up your spine a little bit? You can even put the head on the mat and rock and roll your head side to side if that feels good. Big deep breath there. Then we're going to roll up from there, slowly articulating through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Good. Now we're going to take the ball, if you've got one today, and you're going to put it between your knees. And you're going to come on up. Now, this next exercise can be done with a band or with some light weights in your hands. We're going to squeeze the ball. We're going to tuck our tailbone under, pull our belly up and in, and then we're going to lean back. Squeeze that ball and then come back up. Good. It could be a ball or a pillow. You're going to keep your shoulders nice and soft. You're going to keep your spine super duper long here. That's so important. Good. And this is like a trust fall for your quads and for your knees. Squeeze your glutes. Good. And then press back to stay if you can and pulse out, release, out, release. Good. Now, if this does not feel good for you to be out here, way back in this hinge, you can absolutely hold this position here and just practice squeezing the ball and pulsing out into your band. Good. We're here for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and up. Drop your arms. Big shoulder rolls. This is another daily vitamin. Rolling our shoulders up, back, and down. Last one there. Good. So now you're going to go ahead and go under your knees with your band. And you're going to choke way up out here to the side so you've got lots of length. And we're going to go back and reach and release. Back and reach and release. Soft shoulders, reach. Whew. I feel like I'm on one of those medieval stretchers right now, but I love it. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Soft shoulders. 2, moving with intention in all directions. 1. Good. Now we're going to keep it under our knees like so, but we're going to bring our hands in closer to the body again, and we're going to sink back to pulse up, and then release. Sink back, stick your bum out as you go down. So stick your tail feathers out behind you and squeeze the ball in both directions. Good. Now we don't want to let our rib cage pop forward here, so keep your 4 points in mind. Feel your spine nice and long. Draw your shoulders down your back and squeeze under the arms a little bit. And in fact, squeeze between the shoulder blades a bit. Let's go 4 more. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Stay there, and you're going to pulse the arms. Micro pulses up. If you want a little something extra, you're going to micro pulse into the ball at the same time. Okay, this is where I lose my breath. It's so intense. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Whew. Roll those shoulders back and down. Well done. All right, let's take that away. We're going to keep this ball, however. Okay, we're going to come back out to your plank. So find your favorite plank. Whew. Take a moment here. We're going to think of this plank as our resting position, which I've never thought of it that way before, but right now it really feels like a nice break. Big deep breath. Lots of length. Retract your chin up and in. Energy from the crown of the head out through the tailbone. And now you can hold this or rock side to side to feel those serratus muscles We're really turning on with each rock. Good, those serratus muscles help us stay strong around our shoulders, but also if they're strong, our upper traps don't have to overwork so much, and our neck can relax a little more. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Lower yourself all the way down, however you like, and then on your belly. So if you love working with this ball here, keep it. If you hate it, lose it. It doesn't necessarily have to be there to feel this work. So you're going to rest your head on your hands, plant your pubic bone into the mat. That's super, super key here. So press your hips into the mat, in other words, and then squeeze that ball lightly. Lift your legs from your glutes. So that's super key. It's the glutes, not the low back. Rest your head, lift and pulse. In, 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 in. Good. As you pulse in, keep lengthening in all directions. Soften your shoulders. Draw your navel up and in, away from that mat. Focusing on your breath, but also focusing on grounding deeper. Good. So we could do this exercise without any grounding, and we get very little out of it in comparison to what we get out of it when we do ground the muscles. So lengthen, draw the shoulders down. Pull the belly up and in, reach further. Now go faster. How fast can you go? For 10, breathing 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The glutes, not the back. 3, 2, 1, and done. Whew. Rest there. Let's take your arms by your side. Roll the shoulders back and down. And with a gentle squeeze on the ball, pubic bone planted, belly lifted, lengthen to levitate, reaching back behind you. Draw the shoulder blades down your back and across, and then back down, we release. So feel the shoulder blades crisscrossing to your opposite side back pockets, like that's the motor for lifting you up, and then lower with control. 2 more times, strengthening all of the muscles of our back line, and down, including the low back, but we want to make sure the low back isn't getting all of the work, right? So that's why we think about all these little details. And all the way down. Good, take a little moment there to rest. And next you're going to reach your arms long and strong. We're going to be going into superhumans here. So you're looking down at the floor, retracting the chin. You're squeezing the ball lightly, and you're lifting everything. Levitate as you lengthen. Lengthen as you levitate. Hold there. Reach further, and then ground deeper, and then reach further, and then ground deeper, and then reach further than you thought possible, and then ground deeper than you thought possible, and hold and breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Mini moment here to just rest. We're coming right back up to flutter, and that's also called swimming. Go long and strong and swim. So these micro flutters here, this is all about the pelvic stability, right? So we want to keep our pelvis stable and work our glutes, our adductors, our back, our arms, our shoulders, our neck strength. Let's go 6 and 5 and core strength. 4 and 3. Keep reaching. 2 and 1 and done. Whew. Melt back into the mat. Take a big deep breath. Turn it all off. Literally everything. The glutes, the low back, the neck. Whew. Okay, we're going to go into your favorite version of push-ups. So I like to go palms wide and on my knees. And you can choose your favorite. Then we're going to pull or press ourselves up. And then inhale, bend to about a 90. Exhale, push. Focus on the breath so that you're not focusing so much on how hard the work is. Breathing makes everything easier. Let's go 6, 5, 4. Keep that neck in alignment. 3, core set's working. 2, 1. All the way down. Let's take our knees wide and our palms underneath our shoulders. Lengthen your spine, tighten your core, and exhale, push the floor away. Push back to your child's pose. And just relax into it. So roll up from there, articulating through that spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Well done. Okay, we're taking that ball away. And we're gonna go to standing, and let's do this one with our band. So you can stand up and put it just around your ankles, or no, let's go around the knees today. So we're gonna put it just above our knees, or you can do it from seated position. So let's get that around just above your knees. And then we're gonna stand up. I'm gonna change my camera angle. This is a great time for a sip of water if you need it. And I need it, so hopefully this time I don't start choking on the water like last time. Here we go. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so let's go feet parallel. First thing I'm going to have you do here is just some nice releves with full range of arm motion. So releve meaning heels lifting and lowering. Lift and lower. Good. If you would like something for balance, you could hold on to something with one hand and just move the other arm. Good. Keep going there. Just a little. Beautiful. And we've got 4 more with control. 3 more. Feel your core almost lifting you up. 2 more. Good. And last one. And then arms stay out to the side. Micro pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7. Soft shoulders, long spine, tight core. 3, 2, 1. Done. Let's bring our heels together. And then we're going swing up, swing down. Lift and swing. Good. If you need to step a little wider, feel free. Good. 6. But we're turned out. That's the key component there. 5. Breathing deeply. Zip up from the core. Notice how when you zip up from the core, you just feel balanced, right? And if you don't zip up from the core, it's all a little bit more belabored. It's amazing how that core strength just makes everything easier. Last one. Good. And then arms out, and we're just going to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Good. And even though we got this band on, let's just stretch that leg a little bit. So drop your heel back and just stretch the Achilles. And switch to the other side, just a quick little stretch so that our calf and Achilles feels well cared for here. Okay. So now we're going to go arms out to the side, legs in parallel, bend both knees and pulse, pulse, pulse. Now that moving leg can come back and tap the floor each time for now because we're going to make it harder in a second. So we're going for that bigger, lower range of motion at the moment. 8, 7, 6, 5. Lots of energy. 4, 3, 2. Now stay lifted. Bend both knees a little bit more. Mini micro pulses up. Ooh, now we feel that in so many ways. Full body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Take like a little mini plie to come to the other side. So we're on the other side. We've got both legs slightly bent. We're going up and tap. Up and tap. Good. Now we want to make sure not to compensate here for maybe a sleepier glute med on this side by leaning into it or by pulling from elsewhere. If it doesn't come up as high as the opposite side did, then that just means it needs a little more time to develop, and that's okay. We're still going to work with great form. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Bend both knees a little bit more. Micro pulses up, 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 up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Holy Hannah. Ooh, my legs feel like noodles right now. All right, so now we're going to turn out. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. We're turned out. So both feet are turned out. Both legs are bent. We're going to come forward into it to lift that back leg. So I'll go to this side. Soften the shoulders. Find your length. Find your good core strength. And we're just going to go into the mini pulses today. Pulsing up, 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 up. 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Done. Whew. Again, when we're doing things with balance here, holding on to something is not cheating because you're still balancing. You're still on one foot, right? So feel free to do that if that's what your body needs today. I say that as we go to my very weak side. All right, go out arms, turn out both legs, tilt forward, lift the leg, micro pulses up, just like that. Good. Here's your side view, little pulses. Really connected into our core. Excellent. And here we go. 10, 9, 9. This is hard for me. 7, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Whew. That's what I get for strengthening one ankle and not the other. All right, people, let's take that off. Let's take our band off. We're done with that for now. Whew, that should feel really good. Just take a moment here and just marinate in that. Feel how good do those hips feel, right? Okay, so we worked the outer and the back of that hip area, but we need to work the front of our hips as well. So our hip flexors need to also be strong. We're gonna go arms back out, but let's flip the palms up this time. Soften the shoulders, zip the corset up and in, and then just peel your foot off the ground, lifting your knee up towards the sky, and then back down again. As you do that, notice, does your body want to lean to the side to compensate? If so, imagine you're holding something between the inner thighs, even as that inner thigh lifts, right? So if you can imagine, I always think of myself like a puppet with a string attached to my knee, like that string is lifting me up, slowly up and slowly down. Let's go 4 more on this side. And 3. Now try to stay in that balance as much as possible. 2 and 1. Now we're going to hold that leg up there and pause for a moment there. Drop this hip into alignment. So oftentimes what's throwing us off to the side is this hip is lifting to try to get our leg higher for us. So keep that hip down, palms up, soft shoulders, grow taller, micro pulses up. All from the hip flexors in the front of the hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing it back, way back there. Big stretch, reach the arms up. All right, so this is a really nice stretch for the hip flexor. I'm gonna come to the side view here and keep that leg back. Sink down into it, and to feel a really deep stretch, we're gonna sink into our stretch, but we're also gonna grow up out of our stretch, and we're gonna, if you like, reach over your body ever so slightly. So go across your body, and then sink deeper, but reach higher, and slightly over, and then gently twist your chest towards the arm that's up. Look under that arm, sink deeper, reach higher, breathe deeper, go further for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the center and come on up. Okay, we're gonna do that work on the opposite side. Arms out, palms up, peel the foot up away from the floor and then back down. Good. Keep going just like that, really peel the foot away. So this type of stuff that we're doing right now is the type of thing I had to do every day in dance class growing up, and I never understood why we were doing all of this because it just seemed so boring. But when I stopped doing it, I realized, oh, I've seen how we were doing all of that because it's so strengthening. It's so subtle in a lot of ways, but so much is happening when we do something like this where we're practicing staying balanced, staying stable in our pelvis, and energizing our whole body in all directions. Good. Let's go 4 more. 3. Breathing deep. 2, 1, and then lift that leg to a pulse. Making sure we haven't lifted this hip, pulsing up, up, ooh, up. Good. Hopefully when I lose balance, you don't also lose balance with me. Good. Drop that hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Grow taller. 3, 2, 1. Done. Swing it back. Big stretch. Reach to the sky. Good. Now if you like to just stay there and stretch like so, you're welcome to do that. If you want to add those other elements we added on the other side, dropping the tailbone under, pulling the belly up, sink into it. Good. We're going to keep that outside arm up, and we're going to go up and over, sinking deeper, reaching higher. Gentle twist to look under that arm. Keep that breath flowing. That's super key. Big breath, reach higher, sink deeper. 1 more breath. and back to center to come on up. Whew. Okay, we're gonna get into a little cardio here. Put my hair back, all right, and then we're gonna go into a little carnival. So if you've not joined me for this before, this is like they do in carnival. You're gonna move your feet really quick. So it's also like they do at football practice. You might notice this from that if you've played a little football. So you're gonna sink down. We've stuck our tail feathers out behind us. We've got our carnival costume on. We're sinking down into it, and then we're just moving our feet as quick as we can. If you want more cardio, you're gonna move those arms a little bit bigger. Good, the more we move our arms, the more cardio we get. And just play. It doesn't matter how you move your arms, just let them move. Try not to think too much about it. And sink a little deeper, move a little faster. Good. Keep that core connected lightly, and you can go in and out, and in and out. Sink a little deeper. Breathe a little deeper. Good, you can turn it in circles. Keep breathing. Turn it the other way. Whew. Keep breathing. And we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just pause. Marinate on that. Notice how good your body feels with all that energy flowing. Whew. Shake the legs out. Good. It's also one of my favorite carnival moves. We're going to step back and together. Step back and together. So you can move those arms, big circles. You can go both arms back. Good. Meanwhile, really lengthen through your spine. Keep your core connected. You can keep moving nice and smooth and slow, or you can add a little hop into it and jump back and jump back and jump. Good. Whew. If the arms need a break, hold them to the side and just move the legs. Go ahead, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Marinate on that for a moment. Good job. All right, we're going to go out and in. And we're going to make them really big this time. So these are jumping jacks. Yes, I know. They're just jumping jacks. But let's flow through those arms. Softness in the knees. Good. Keep breathing. Reach from your back out through your fingertips, right? So we're moving from underneath our shoulder blades. That way we're not moving so much from these upper traps, yeah? 8, 7, 6, breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulder roll, big arm roll. Beautiful. Step out wide for me. Sink into your hips. Sink there and breathe deep. Excellent. And then let's go arms out and micro pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go up and over, big stretch and hold. Really reach through the fingertips, down through that foot. Big deep breath. Push the floor weight up and over to the other side. Big stretch. Deep breath. Really reach, lengthen, breathe. And when you push that floor weight, come on up. Excellent. We're going to go to a seated position back on our mat. For our hips here, your hips should feel nice and warm. So let's bring one leg over the other, sink into your hips. Now, as much as you can turn this into your pretzel shape, go for it. And breathe into that forward fold. If this is not for your body, here's another option for you, which is to just sit in a figure 4, which is also great. So you can sit like so. Good. Whichever one you're doing, you're going to give it 2 more deep, full breaths. Turning those muscles off so that they can really lengthen and release and relax. And let's roll up from there and change sides. Switch sides. You can go with this pretzel stretch if you like, or seated figure 4. And this, I should say that this forward fold is really optional. You don't have to press forward into it if that doesn't work for your body. Let's give it 4 breaths to finish, taking us to the end of our first class, our Monday morning first day of boost camp. Turn those hips off, dropping down, breathing deep. Let's get one more big, deep, collective breath. Inhale, and exhale it all the way out. Excellent job, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited we're doing this together. Thank you so much for joining me.